The employer has made no secret of the fact that it thinks our benefit plan is too generous.
You and I both sit on the Academic Benefits Management Committee. That's a committee where there's representatives from the employer and representatives from the ASUA, and we manage the benefits for our members. Where does the money come from that is in that benefit plan that we're managing?
The money comes from the employer. It's just like the money for our salaries, and ABMC doesn't have the authority to increase revenues. ABMC can only reduce the plan's expenditures. It's important to appreciate that we fund the benefit plan on a per member basis annually. We contract out to, in our case, Sun Life, to simply administer the claims process. You submit to Sun Life, but you're not submitting to a Sun Life insurance plan. You're actually submitting to ours based on current trends. In about a year, there will be a negative accumulated deficit in the plan.
What is accounting for that increased draw on the plan?
Prescription drugs is a big driver in the annual increase. So roughly speaking, we're asking for a 6%, roughly, a 6% increase in the funding of the benefit plan. The employer at every stage of our negotiation has simply rejected that.
In the last round of bargaining, in their opening proposal, the employer said, we want to introduce copay, which means we want the employee to start having to pay part of their medical bills. They didn't come right out in their opening proposal this time and say, we want to shift some of the expense onto the employee. They said something different. They said, we're going to index the funding of the plan to CPI.
On the face of it, it looks very reasonable, but the employer understands the math just as well as we do. And we look at the projections. We can see right away that if you're funding the plan increase at about 2.5%, but the actual cost of the plan is going up about 6%, the inevitable consequence of this proposal means annual expenditures will exceed annual revenues, which either means reduce benefits or introduce copay or co-premiums. That's it.
We are planning 2 bargaining town halls for members, one on April 24th at noon and one on April 29th at 3 p.m. Why is it important that members come to this town hall?
First, they're going to hear the facts, they're going to hear where we're at, and they're going to be given the opportunity to actually express their view. And the bargaining team needs to know that the members are supportive. We want the members to be engaged. We want them to be knowledgeable. We want them to show the employer their resolve. Going to these town halls is a way to do that.